And just like that, we have sprinklers on. Okay, I'm making a video today on how to turn on your sprinkler system. I think one of the only things you might need is just a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver. The first thing I like to do is kind of inspect everything to make sure you don't have any surprises. So this is the control valve system. So again, I'm just visually inspecting it. I'll go through and explain what everything's for. This is your pressure valve. It comes in through, well, I have a basement, so it comes in through your water source and controls the pressure of the water. So we're going to be turning these, but I'll explain that. Again, just a visual inspection. I also like to inspect all of the sprinkler heads. See, this one kind of got some junk in it, so yeah, some guys do this after, but I go through and kind of, you can kind of use your screwdriver. You just don't want there to be any obstructions. Somebody could have stepped on it. I live in Colorado, so we could, snow shoveled it or something like that. That's going to cause you a problem if any of these break. So I mowed the lawn yesterday, so it's everything. I already kind of cleared them all out of the way. This one isn't a rock, so again, you want to make sure that it's supported and it's not broken. Everything looks pretty sturdy. Again, just visually inspecting everything. You should definitely do this prior to turning any of your system on. You got weeds. Okay, so everything's looking good, including a little bunny rabbit. What we're gonna do next is basically prepare the system to get turned on. So when I winterize this thing, I will start here. When I winterize this thing, I turned all these valves so that they would remain open, so that if no water would get trapped in there. And so what we're gonna do is we're just gonna turn these guys perpendicular, basically closing it off. So if we were to leave these on and turn the water on, water would just come out of here. All right. Okay, and also you can see these. Usually most people tend to leave them maybe kind of obscured a little bit like that, but that's totally off. That's on or open. And so what we want to do is we want the water to flow through. So we're going to turn these on. Okay, so you have your water flow, and these are closed. So when we turn the water on downstairs, what we're looking for in my basement is the pressure to be built up on this guy right here. And so I got me a little bit better one. A lot of them tend to be plastic. I spent a little more money and got this one because a lot of them were breaking. There's some internal pieces in here that can actually break, and you can remove those pieces during the winter as well. If you'd like, at the end, what I'll do is I'll actually take this apart before I turn it on, and I don't have the tool. Okay, I'm just going to make another quick skit of this inside of this thing, like I told you guys. It's kind of important to inspect that too, because believe it or not, if any freezing temperatures would have got to it, it could have damaged it a little bit. This is maybe a little bit different. Most of them have a little floater. Like I said, though, I got a little bit better quality one because I was tired of these breaking, and I was basically not able to find the replacement pieces. I had to buy almost the whole piece and replace the whole piece, which is about $75. But I found some replacements for $15 for just this plastic, but they don't really tell you where to get them. You just got to kind of search. I got mine at a store called Mavericks here in Highlands Ranch, Colorado. So I'm just going to tighten this guy. Everything looks really good, and you want it to be, you want it to be definitely be snug, because this is where your water pressure is going to come out. So we're just going to, not too much. Okay. And so we're going to go ahead and go downstairs now. Okay, now we're down in my basement, and of course you see I have my my valves labeled emergency, vacation, and sprinkler. That's the one we're after. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a little valve right there. I'll kind of put my finger, put the camera back there. What I do is, and I have this here, I leave this this little guy off here throughout the winter, because your system can still fill up with water. So with this air valve, off, if any water goes in, it'll catch in there, and you can put a hose in there, but I'm just fortunate enough to be able just to put that in there and it'll catch it. I already emptied it before, and you get about this much water. Otherwise that water could stay in your system and go up and freeze your system. So what I'm going to do is just put this guy back on. So bear with me, because I have this is more of a laundry room down here, so I don't want to drop it, so that would not be fun. So I'm just going to screw this guy on. And I got my handy dandy crescent wrench. Tighten it by hand as much as possible. Not the easiest to work with one hand and try to record. Alright, so it looks pretty tight there. Alright, now we'll go ahead and go back outside. Okay, we're upstairs, and you can see there's a bunch of water, and that's pretty normal. What happened is this guy didn't have enough pressure built up in it, so the water, just kind of comes out through this underneath until this is initiated, until there's enough pressure, and this kind of pops up internally and holds the water pressure. Okay, so if you see a little water, that's normal, but if you see a continuous flow of water or drip, then you might have a problem. Okay, looking at the box here, everything looks normal, no leaks. Okay, also just give a pressure went all the way through, so just quickly inspect your sprinkler lines. Again, if you see any seepage or water, it might indicate a problem. Otherwise, all of these look really, really good, which is gonna save me a lot of time and, more importantly, money. Okay, so again, you can't ever be too careful. You want to inspect it and make sure everything's good. Okay, so now I'm at my box and it's shut off, and so all I'm gonna do is I don't need it all year long to keep a time or something like that. So I'm just gonna do this, and this is kind of a whole another video, so I'm gonna stop here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm basically going to manually test my stations. So I'm gonna just hit manual here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and run them through all my zones, which I'm fortunate enough only to have a couple of zones because my yard's real small. So I just have 2 zones, and I'll test them. And I just have the front sprinklers that I'm doing this with. I have a drip system and stuff in the back that I'll be doing a video for. But other than that, that'll be it. Once I turn this on, again, I'm gonna turn the sprinklers on and inspect everything, make sure everything's good. I'll also do another video on how you can adjust the sprinkler heads, at least the ones I have. Alright, have a good day and hope this video helped you. Bye. And just like that, we have